Hey guys, Millie here, coming at you for another solo episode. Today I am going to be diving into why/when manifestation is BS. Grab your headphones because I'm gonna drop a couple of naughty words, okay? So I was thinking today about this issue with manifestation, and now I have to be completely transparent here and completely honest with you. Manifestation really is never BS. It's just like, it is what it is, and it's a law. Like the way that the law of attraction works and the law of, vibration and expectation and all of these things, they just are what they are. They're kind of like gravity. But sometimes gravity feels like BS because it hurts. You like fall and you scrape your knee or whatever. So the thing that I want to talk about today with you is the part of manifestation teachings, the way that manifestation is taught in the mainstream, the way that you usually hear about it, really leaves a huge gap, and it makes me angry. It actually does. It actually makes me angry because there is such a large portion of the population and group of people that will come up to this point in manifestation and take a tailspin or nosedive into a shame spiral because of it, right? So the idea is that you need to decide what you want. You need to become the person who has that thing, and you need to believe it's possible for you. And what if you can't? And what if you can't? What if you don't believe the things that you want to believe? There is a step missing here that nobody teaches because they don't approach manifestation from this psychological, place, or like trauma-informed place, that there are people who can't just decide to believe something and believe it wholeheartedly, right? And so when they're asking, what do I do? The answer that's given is like this canned response. Auto suggestion, just keep repeating it. And this is why I used to hate affirmations, guys. I used to loathe them because I was like, they're BS. Like, I don't believe this stuff. I don't believe this shit. Like, I'm not gonna write I am rich on my bathroom mirror because I'm not rich. You know what I mean? So the thing that the realization that I came to here is that there is work to do. It's not something we could slap a band-aid on top of. There is no one correct answer. There is no silver bullet to this question. What if I don't believe what I'm saying? Or what if I don't believe my affirmations? The answer is you have healing to do. You have work to do. You have shadow work to do. You have compassion to give yourself. You have acceptance, self-acceptance to work on. And this is the approach that I use in my programs. This is what I base all of my work off of. And this is what sets my teachings apart, because it's not just about a guided visualization that takes you back to your childhood and has you reparent yourself in a visualization. Like, I've done that kind of stuff too. And it claims to work on the subconscious, and it claims to, heal what you need to heal. Yes, that may be one thing that helps. Okay. Yes, that may be one thing that helps. But this is not a quick fix solution. This is years of your life that you have been programmed, to have a certain set of beliefs about who you are, because it really does come down to this self-image piece, which is your relationship with you, who you believe yourself to be, how you relate to yourself. That really is where it comes down to. And you can't just dream up a new self-image, slap it onto you, and go on your merry way. This is about peeling back the layers that you have started to carry and taken on from society and from your family and from your partners and from your friends, and all the ways that you have started to believe that you should be. I'm doing air quotes here. All the ways you believe that you should be instead of who you really are. So living authentically, vulnerably, with courage, discovering compassion and rediscovering connection at a level of true belonging, which requires vulnerability and authenticity. These are all sort of the ingredients that we work with when we're moving in the direction of, living a wholehearted life, which is why my signature course was initially called Wholehearted Manifestation. And I'm just going to share it with you guys here secretly that the new name for my course is called Shameless Manifestation. Now, it's not relaunching again until February. I will have a wait list for you guys soon. But what this really, really comes down to is a belief in your worth, right? It's a belief in your worthiness to receive, your worthiness of growth, belief that you are capable and meant for an incredible life, So that is the work I'm doing now. It's like this prerequisite work in creating a program for you guys around worthiness. Okay. So coming up, I am going to be running a challenge called the Worthiness Challenge, and I am inviting you to join me. Okay. If I don't have the details in the show notes for this podcast, they will definitely be in the next podcast. But I'm almost certain they will be in the show notes for this podcast. So the Worthiness Challenge is going to be a 5-day challenge in which I encourage you and help you step into that light where you belong. I always have this, like the Ace of Base song in my head when I think about this, like, I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes and I am happy now living without you. Wait, that's not the part. To get into the light where you belong. Where do you belong? Anyone else really love that album when they were young? We're still young, but when we were extra young. So worthiness is where it's at, my friends. Worthiness is the answer to this BS portion of manifestation where they're like, just tell yourself that you are rich over and over again, and eventually your subconscious will start to believe it. Nah, sometimes that works. If it's a belief that's just like sort of on the edge of your current belief, something that just requires you to stretch yourself like a little bit. But if it's like running hop, leap, and a bound away from your current belief, it's not gonna jive with you, right? So what I suggest is to really start practicing self-compassion and getting curious about who you are, getting curious about your authentic self and starting to peel back the layers there, starting to be extremely tender with yourself and regaining your sovereignty by learning to set boundaries. Because that learning to set boundaries brings you home to your worthiness, because it reminds you that you are your own person and you get to decide, what your life is and who gets to, treat you which way. Like, we have to show the world the way we want to be treated based off of the way we treat ourselves. So if you're one of those people who feels like you're just, stuck in quicksand and you're trying to get your legs to work and you're trying to run, but you can't. It's like that one of those dreams, like where your legs just won't start working. This is the direction, right? This is the work. It's like a rediscovery of who you are. It's self-compassion, it's self-acceptance. And now self-acceptance, I want to say a note on too, because self-acceptance is not, it's not settling. Okay. Previously, I had thought that self-acceptance was this idea that I had to just like settle for who I am now. And that meant like I couldn't grow anymore because I just had to accept it, just accept it. When people say you just need to accept it. No, that's not the vibe. That's not the energy of acceptance. It's allowing your truest self to exist without being wrong. The truest you is never wrong. The truest you does not require fixing. So it's accepting yourself, your authentic self, at the basis in a really true way, accepting you in all of your beauty, glory, contradictory, dynamic beauty. Because we all are extremely dynamic. We are all, we all have parts of ourselves that are extremely contradictory to one another. And that's okay. These things can coexist, right? So that's what I'm going to leave you with right now, is to just contemplate everything I've said right now. And really to just, my action pieces for you today are to get more curious about who you are. But what's something that you used to love that you've lost touch with? I'm not exactly helping you manifest $1 million with this, advice, but the truth is that this is the work that leads to powerful manifestation, right? And I know it's not like the shiny, do this one trick and manifest $1 million by the end of the year. But come on, guys, we all know that that's just marketing. And sometimes that does happen where people can do that. It's true, it can happen. But it's like, you don't know what led up to that moment where it was like a tipping point for that person. Like, you have no idea. Like, they say that every overnight success was 10 years in the making, or 20 years in the making, or whatever that may be. So this is your making. You are making your overnight success right now through this work. So I commend you for being here. I commend you for doing this. And if you want to spread the love, please share this episode on social media. That is the absolute best way that you could support. And thank you for being here. I can't wait to have you inside the Worthiness Challenge. Get yourself in there, invite a friend. It's going to be litty titty. Favorite expression. All right, guys, enjoy. Love you so much.